Welcome back. It's been a few weeks. I wasn't able to get back to you with new videos. This time I'm going to make really short videos because I've seen and there's a feedback that long videos are hard to watch in one sitting. So that's why I have to make it smaller videos. This video is going to be literally 5 to 10 minutes so that you can easily watch it and quickly. We have already discussed the structure of the hand and the fingers and the palm, the proportion of it, how to measure life, basically the hand itself. Now, today I'm going to talk about the index finger in more detail. We have already touched it, expressed what it stands for. Now we will talk about the actual benefit of the characteristics of the properties of the index finger, how it affects the personality, or how personality makes your index finger show its shape and physical being. So and then within that we will talk about the each portion of the index finger, and also now we'll go into lines of it. So we'll discuss what lines mean on, you must have seen vertical and horizontal, small and big lines over the portions. So I'll talk about those too, but it's going to be one item per video. So let's start off with the first one. The first introduction is that index finger represents Jupiter. Jupiter in astrology itself is action, luck, and luck by action. How you portray yourself, how you assert yourself within the environment, within the daily life, and how you make yourself successful. That's index finger, that's Jupiter. It's luck as well as luck through your action. It's just not that you just sit down and something comes to you, but you just go out and you make your own, take your fate in your own hand and you make it. So, and that's given fate, but how you make out of it. So also Jupiter is related to the religion and the faith, one's soul. And I've discussed, the top portion of each finger is represented by soul. So body, mind, and soul. So individually, the finger index itself, by being ruled by the Jupiter, is showing your willpower, your characteristics towards success, your attitude towards success, your willpower towards success, and your beliefs, your faith, your beliefs, not necessarily the religion, which also it is, but what you believe in and how you want to conduct. Some people want to make love by doing fraud. Some people say, okay, no, I have to do it the right way. So it all depends. You end up making money, but sometimes people use different kind of means. That's your belief, how you want to portray yourself, and also the index finger will show your religion as well. So if you're a religious person or you belong to a faith, how strong your faith is, how deep you are into your faith, and how you represent your inner side to the outer side, outer world. So so that's what it stands for. So the other thing that it shows is the profession that you will be getting into. It can actually show the characteristics. One thing that I'm going to throw in this 6-7 minute video is that your index finger shows how you take the risks, This is very important. And the fingers, like we discussed, the fingers appear to be, the index finger appear to be shorter or longer as compared to the rest of the hand, taking as we discussed, taking the bottom or the foundation of all the fingers in a line, not like, like measuring like this. Now it appears to be small, and then if it's going to, this appears to be small. So you have to make sure that, the fingers are pretty much. Mine is almost the same size. So a longer finger will always be very longer. Usually you will see that kind of a thing within the sun finger. Usually those hands are more available on the internet because actors, usually you go and see prominent people in the media or on the screen. You'll see them because they belong to the a personality which is luminous, which is like, everybody sees. You'll see their index, this sun finger is very long. So similarly, if index finger is same size as both, and it appears to be the normal size, then you have a normal risk-taking personality or tendency. If it is too tall, or taller it gets, the more overcautious you become. If it's small, then you're a risk taker. To the point, if it really comes down to a really very low, like this one, the shorter it gets, the gambler nature you become. You take a risk. Now, gambling is not the right word using here, but gambling in a sense that you take the huge risk in going and jumping into something without thinking. So you just rush into things, and you say, okay, let's see what happens, what's going to happen, and that kind of attitude. And you go in and you take all the risk. So the smaller the index finger, the higher the risk taker you are. The longer the index finger, as compared to the rest of the fingers, then the more cautious you are. So like we discussed in the previous one, if your fingers are longer, you take more time to process. Maybe sometimes you just sit there and not make a decision. Like in the example I gave about Mardia, one of my students, his long hands, and he agreed to that. Sometimes you become double-minded. So along with your brain headline, you need to look into that if person is actually divided into two concepts, or has a double personality, or is too cautious, is overly cautious. Not only too cautious, but overly cautious, and takes forever because there are always something coming up telling him not to do it. So you take forever, and by that time you are ready to make a decision, the time is gone. And the other way, when it's smaller, you're taking too much of risk, and you're jumping into it. So these kind of people are successful if they use their brain line and other characteristics in their hand. They go in, do the thing, and get out. Don't keep on playing. Don't keep on taking the risk, because you will have to go in. You can't do anything because you have that kind of a nature where you take all the risk. You are taking the risk. You're jumping into conclusions. You're going in. Now you put yourself into a situation. And I have a friend who admits that, and a lot of them, not one, but I can quote them because they're my friends and my students. So I quote them. So it's easier for me to mention someone that has allowed me to mention them. So you take a risk, and then along with the crookedness in a sense, the tilt and back and forth and being a knotted finger, altogether we are going to discuss in very detail the risk-taking, being very cautious, and being very, jumping on the conclusions, and being of a very risk-taking or gambling nature. So I call it a gambling nature because that's how you do. You say, okay, let me try. So you keep on holding on to the idea of, I will be lucky. Because it's a luck line. So you keep saying, I'll be lucky. Let me try. This is the last time I'm going to try that. And you know what? You end up losing. So I will leave it to this point. 10 minutes is now with the header and footer. And I'll see you in the next video. we'll discuss this, and that. All three portions and the lines and all, and each one of them will be a separate video. So it's easier for you to watch. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.